Live from the BiffNet Studios World Headquarters in Spring, Texas, it's Barry on Deck, hosted by former ESPN Houston radio host and stand-up comedian Barry Laminack, starring Oliver the Cat. Written by Barry Laminack, produced by Barry Laminack, directed by, you guessed it, Barry Laminack. Featuring sports, entertainment, special guests, film sessions, and some drinking. Okay, a lot of drinking. Viewer discretion is advised. And now, here's your host, Barry Laminack.
What's up, you damn dirty deckheads? Welcome to Barry on Deck. I am your host, Barry Laminack. Fuck, I missed you guys. Today is Wednesday, July 9th. Why is this not focused? Focus. 2025. And this is episode number 961 of Barry on Deck. Welcome to the show.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Welcome to the program. Hey, hello.
Heck yeah.
Hi. How you doing? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back indeed, my sweet, sweet Donna. Okay. Damn it. Yeah, old habits die hard, I guess. Shit. Good to be back, AJB. Good to see you, pimpin'. Yeah, boy, what a way to start back the post-vacation show. Not what we had hoped it would be. Uh-oh, I know, screwed that up. Oh, yeah, there we go. Today's headlines. Sorry about yesterday. We were supposed to have a show yesterday, but of course, it rained. And you know what that means. If somebody sneezes, burps, farts, or it rains, daddy loses power. I will say, I am glad it happened. Gosh, it happened like twice, maybe 3 times during our staycation. And it was not shocking to me.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened. Oh my God! We have not had one of these in forever. Holy shit! What is happening right now? I almost forgot what this is like. What up, B-Head? Almost forgot what this was like. Holy cow. Got us a little hype train going. Potch done resubscribed for 41 months. Thank you, Potch, you poo. Much love, brother. Jopo resubscribed for 32 months. I guess it says resubscribe for 16 months. They've been subscribed for 32 months. What? How does that happen? Donna, my sweet, sweet Donna, resubscribed for 38 months. B. Hannah resubscribed for 32 months. Oh my God, this is crazy. Donna, thank you for the 28 biddies, sweetie. You guys are wild and crazy. Thank you guys. This is a pleasant surprise coming back. I would just say this. I'm really glad the lights went out during staycation. They went out a couple of times, and I was just able to tell Nora, see, you think I make this shit up. I know you think that I just make this up so I don't have to do work and do a show. This is the struggle that I go through on a damn near weekly basis at home while you're out at work with lights. This is the shit I go through. She was like, yeah, this is crazy. I was like, I know. And then she was like, I kind of know, though. I mean, I live here. I know how it goes. I'm like, yeah, but this is, and it always seems to be between like noon and 5. It's the craziest shit. But here we are. So, yeah, of course, yesterday it rained and we lost it. And it's not like I lose it just for like those 3 hours. Part of what the problem is that the lights go out and then they come back, and then they go out and then they come back, and it becomes unstable. And so rather than, I'm going to go live no matter what, it's like, nah, I don't want to risk it because I don't want to fuck up the computer. And so if the lights go out 3 times in a 10-minute span, or 4 times in an hour, it just becomes not worth it. Or sometimes they'll just go out and don't come back on for a couple hours. And so, especially if it's raining a lot or it's lightning and thunder, and it's just like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'll just sit here and ride it out. And if the storm passes, then we're good. But sometimes it's just, nope, not worth it. I'm not fucking up my computer, and one day is not worth it to have to spend $1,200 on a new computer. So yesterday, the lights went out, came back on, went out, came back on. Went out for about 20 minutes, and I was like, well, I don't care when they come back on. I'm not risking it again. And then they came back on. I was like, nah, not doing it. Nope, no thank you. So we just didn't do a show. Today, however, unfortunately,
heck yeah,
Jared, sir, Jared Taylor 2012. Thank you for resubscribing for 41 months. The man, sir. Today, the reason that I was late, I was on a long ass extended call with insurance. And ladies and gentlemen, if I black out in the next 5 to 10 minutes, fuck, you'll have to forgive me. You try to do the right thing, and you try to be a good person. And it seems that no matter what, being a good person and doing the right thing only gets you screwed when dealing with insurance. And you would think that doing the right thing would be, the right thing to do. As it turns out, it might not be. This is my story. So first of all, to answer Donna's question, and Donna, thank you for asking. And for those of you that checked in over the weekend and the weeks.
heck yeah.
Memesters! Maybe thank you for resubscribing for 40 months. This is crazy. Crazy. What up, Flip? It's crazy talk. Let me say hi to everybody before I go off on this rant, because I'm about to go off. What up, AJB? Good to see you over on YouTube. Thank you, sir. AJB said, welcome back. Appreciate you, buddy. FJ's in the building. Good to see you, my friend. Pachi Poo is here. My sweet Donna is also in the building. PB Dubs. How are you, sir? Who else? B. Hannon is here. Hello. Flip is in the building. Howdy, Flip. And then, of course, we know that Joe Pro's here because he resubscribed. And who else resubscribed but hasn't chatted? Jared Taylor resubscribed but hasn't chatted. And Mimi resubscribed but hasn't chatted. At least I don't see. Oh, there's Terrence. What's up, Terrence? Good to see you, brother. So, this is my story. So, as some of you may or may not know, right before leaving for vacation at the end of June 25th, 2 weeks ago to the day, as a matter of fact, Nora was in a bad accident. She was in a wreck, totaled her car. It wasn't her fault. The lady ran a green light. Instead of having a green arrow, she just turned left on a green light. Nora hit her head on. Well, the lady, was turning. Nora hit her, totaled Nora's car. And, the lady got out, admitted it was her fault. It was an old lady, bless her heart. And cops cited the lady's insurance. What up, Jamal? Good to see you, pimp. Thank you. It's good to be back. So cops cited the lady. The lady took responsibility. The lady's insurance, Progressive, said, look, we accept fault. And, we'll handle it from here. So I will say that it took quite a few days. Hey, what up, Clarence? Good to see you, brother. Took quite a few days to get her a rent car. Is what it is. Fine. Okay. It was 4th of July weekend and all of that. So, okay. That's fine. But we did get her a rent car. Took Nora to emergency care to get checked out after the accident. It turns out everything was fine, but just to be careful because she was going through some things at the scene, but everything's fine now. She's good. All right. But, just wanted to make sure she was okay because there was, she had some scrapes and bumps and bruises. Her shoulder was sore and some other things going on. But in the days that followed the accident, first of all, my wife, what up, Uriel? My wife's phone stayed ringing. I shit you not. Every day, several times a day, she would get a call from somebody. Hey, heard you were in a wreck. You should come get physical therapy. They'll pay for it and you could get free. It's free for you and they'll pay for it. And you're entitled to it. And we can help you get a lawyer and all these other things. And my wife was like, I don't need it. Yeah, but you can still get it. She's like, but I don't need it. They were like, well, you could still get it. She was like, no. And it was fucking disgusting, if I'm being honest. It was eye-opening and absolutely fucking disgusting to say the least. And it was like, oh, well, this is why we all pay so much for our goddamn insurance. It's because these companies do this, and then a bunch of unscrupulous ass people out there go, oh, okay, I don't need it, but I'm going to do it. Sure. I'll do it. Fuck it. And, there's these terms, there's these ambulance chasers. And it's not just lawyers. It's physical therapists. It's chiropractors. It is lawyers. It's a lot of people. There's actually, because I looked it up, and technically, legally, in the state of Texas, a lawyer cannot contact you about an accident that you've been in. Legally. They have to wait 30 days to contact you. So then after the 30 days, they can call you all they want. What they do is they have these companies contact you on their behalf. It's like these third parties that go, oh, we have connections with all of these chiropractors and physical therapists and lawyers to make sure that you get what's coming to you and what you're rightfully owed. Sound familiar? I just got hit. 1-800, fucking whatever. All of these lawyers that claim to get you all of this money, it sounds great. But this is the reason our insurance is so goddamn high. What up, Jen? And Donna's right. Punch said the real question is, how the fuck did they find out? Yeah. The real problem is they find out because it's a public record. Once the police report is filed, that's all they do. They have people that go down there every day and just sift through public records, looking at accident reports, because it's all public. And as soon as those accident reports are filed, they just pull it up and go, oh, accident, oh, collision, oh. And then they reach out. Hey, I saw that you were in a wreck. Did you know you could get compensation and that we can put you in touch with a lawyer and a physical therapist and a chiropractor? And it's like, I don't fucking need none of that. Are you sure? Well, you should go get some physical therapy anyways. Like literally, they're telling my wife this. She's like, I don't need it. They're like, well, go. She's like, no. I was like, babe, you're a better person than me, because if these motherfuckers were calling me, they would wish that they had a different job. She's like, they're just doing their job. I was like, yeah. You know what? Get a different fucking job, because that is the lowest of the low. And again, it's the reason that our goddamn insurance is so high. Because Nora and I, we did the right thing. We took the high road. Didn't get a lawyer. Didn't get anyone involved. She wasn't hurt. Didn't fake any injuries. Wanted to get her checked out because her shoulder was sore. She had scrapes and, shit on her arms from the impact and the airbag and everything. Took her to the emergency care. Oddly enough, the doctor in the emergency care said, well, did they check your vitals on scene? She goes, no. The doctor was like, what? She's like, yeah, they didn't check. He goes, what'd they do? She said, well, when I got in the wreck and the EMS showed up, they said, did you lose consciousness? She goes, no. And they go, do you have blurry vision? And she goes, no. They go, okay. And then they left. They never checked her heart rate. They never checked her pulse. They never fucking checked anything. They never checked for concussion. Nothing. Fucking insane. You're talking about a head-on collision with a fucking airbag deployed. And she probably would kill me knowing I told her this, but she was throwing up at the scene. That's why I had to take her, because I was worried she had a concussion. She says that it was because of the dust from the airbags that got in her throat and her lungs and everything and made her sick. But I was like, yeah, it could also be a concussion. Concussions make you throw up. She's like, it's not what it is. I was like, it could be. So we're going to the emergency care. She didn't want to go. I was like, well, I'm taking you. Nurses are the worst fucking patients ever. So just as a precaution, I took her in. Doc checked her out, did an x-ray on the shoulder, checked out her lungs because she has asthma, made sure everything was good. He's like, you're good to go. But that's what you do. And the fact that she was good to go, end of story. But that's not what these places wanted. They wanted her to pursue all this. And it was like, wow, you guys are fucking awful. How do you sleep at night? How the fuck do you sleep at night? But this is why all of our insurance costs so much. It's because you got these goddamn ambulance chasers and all of these unscrupulous lawyers and physical therapists and chiropractors just out there chasing people. And then you got a bunch of dishonest people that take advantage of the situation. But Nora and I decided, we're not going to do that. There's nothing wrong. Whatever. So we're operating on good faith. And for the most part, credit to Progressive, they were operating in good faith. Yesterday, they called my wife. They're like, well, hey, so we have determined that we're going to have to total out your car, which we kind of thought we would. Well, yeah, no shit. Her passenger door wouldn't open. The front end is fucking smashed. Airbag was deployed. Duh. They're like, so we're going to, do this. And they were like, unfortunately, the lady, the driver only has the minimum amount of coverage. And your car is worth more than that. So we won't be able to give you what your car is worth. And it was like, what? They were like, yeah, your car is worth X. The minimum in Texas is not that. I think the minimum in Texas is $25,000. Your car is worth more than that. So all we can give you is $25,000. Sorry. It was like, the fuck? They were like, yeah. And then I was like, at that moment, I was like, wow. This is why people fake shit. This is why people rip off insurance companies. And I'll be honest with you, the difference between the two wasn't a ton of money. It wasn't like $50,000. You know what I mean? We're talking literally less than 10 grand. So it's like, oh, so you don't want to do the right thing, but we're expected to do the right thing. Got it. Okay. So now, well, it's not gap insurance. So gap insurance is that's not what gap insurance is. So what gap insurance is for, gap insurance covers if your car is totaled and you owe more than what it's worth. What we're having to do is file a claim for an underinsured motorist. See, Donna nailed it. Yeah, it's not gap insurance, it's underinsured. So, well, here's the trick, Mimi. Here's the trick. Nora's already signed the paperwork. Here's what they did. So they were like, and I forgot that part. They were like, a separate person, because she filed a medical claim. So there was this, when we were at the emergency care place, they gave this document to Nora. They were like, here's this company. And what this company does is they will go out and get your,
Heck yeah!
Yo, Sensei Bullrock. Thank you for resubscribing for 28 months, man. Oh, nice. Bro, that is so dope, dude. He said, I just have to say, after 4 years of grinding, my dumbass game finally has a Twitch category. Also, long live Barry on Deck. Over 3 babies worth of subscriptions. Dude, that is so badass, man. Congratulations. Seriously. That is, I know you've been grinding away on that game, bro. That is fucking outstanding, man. Fucking happy for you, man. For real. Good for you, brother. Good for you, man. I know that's dope to see that dream become a reality and get you like that, man. Good for you, pimp. Good for you. I'm happy for you. So, well, what it is, so you, anytime you're in these accidents,
yeah.
right? Keith! Thank you for resubscribing for 41 months, man. Appreciate you, big dog. So what happened is when you have these accidents, you have like a claims adjuster for property. If there's an accident and if there's an injury, it's a different adjuster, right? So she had a medical adjuster for her injuries. And so they reached out and they were like, well, are you injured? And she was like, no, I'm not. That's, I'm not hurt. We went, my husband took me and had me checked out. And they were like, well, did you miss any work? She was like, yeah, I had to miss work. I had a return to work notice for the following Monday. And they were like, okay, well, we're prepared to offer you a sum of money. And we'll just say it wasn't much. It was not much at all. Okay. It was a paltry amount of money. Oh, don't worry. I've been out for 2 weeks too, Keith. We had vacay, so we've been out for 2 weeks also. starting on the 25th or 26th, I think. So they were like, we'll just do a round number. We're going to give you $1,000. Like, this is literally close, like a paltry amount of money. We were like, okay, but we weren't even expecting that. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's called an accident. Like, nobody's trying to make any money. She missed a day of work. We just thought she was going to use vacation time, and they were like, no. You know, well, we're going to give you some for your time and stuff like that. And it was like, oh, okay, that's fine. That's not a, you know, again, just trying to do the right thing, trying to be good people, good citizens. Ain't nobody trying to get rich off of an accident. So they're like, we'll give you this sum of money, but you have to sign this paper that says you can't come back later and be like, oh, I've got all these injuries and it's from that wreck. And Nora was like, well, I'm not hurt, so okay. So she signs that paper, and then lo and behold, 2 days later is when they come back and go, oh, well, all she's insured for is the state minimum. So it's like, you probably knew that ahead of time. And that's what pisses me off, is that I know they knew that. And it's like, y'all some unscrupulous motherfuckers. Because what it is that they wanted us to sign that first, because I guarantee you, had they done the claim first, they know that she would have been like, oh, nuh-uh, I'm not signing shit. I want more than what you just offered. Because I told her, I was like, you know, everything's a negotiation. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not trying to do that. And I was like, I don't blame you. And I don't want you to, because it's just not, you know, it's not the right thing to do. But I was like, I would tell him I want that amount of money plus my day's pay. She was like, nah, it's included in there and it's fine. I was like, okay, but it's negotiation. She goes, yeah. And I was like, well, okay. So again, doing the right thing. You know what I mean? We do the right thing. She signs the little paper. She agrees to the little sum of money. No big deal. And then literally within a day or two, that's when they come back and go, oh, she's got the minimum and we valued your car at X, but we can only pay you the minimum. And it's like, this is why people fuck over insurance companies. But this is also why our rates are so high. It's just very discouraging. Because at the end of the day, the only people getting fucked in this whole situation is Nora and I, for doing the right thing. We did the right thing in every step of this process so far, and we're getting fucked. We could have gotten more money. She could have faked an injury. She could have gotten a lawyer. We could have probably made 10, 15, 20 grand out of this wreck easily. Easily. Didn't do any of that. All we wanted to do is just take care of what you're supposed to take care of. Insurance, Progressive. Call you out by name, Progressive. Just be responsible. Just give us the value of the car. Oh, sorry. That's all she has, so that's all we're going to pay. So now what has to happen is, and this is why the show started late today, I've been on the phone with my insurance, so now I have to file a claim, which is going to make my insurance go up, because every time you file a claim, no matter what, your insurance goes up. So now I have to file an underinsured motorist claim on my insurance and pay a deductible so that they cover the difference of what that lady's insurance is and what our car is worth. Because we owe less than what it's worth by almost half. Like, we got a good deal, and I mean, y'all know I'm a good negotiator on cars. But like, literally,
Heck yeah!
we owe about half of what the car is worth. So we're fine in that regard. But that's not the point. The point is, and I guarantee you they lowballed the value of the car. They're not going to be like, oh, well, if your car's worth between 35 and 40, we'll give you 40. Ain't no fucking insurance company doing that. Ain't no company doing that. If it's worth between 35 and 40, they're like, we'll give you 35, 34. We'll give you 34. They're a for-profit business. So it's like literally we've just been fighting or getting fucked every step of the way. It's maddening. So the show started late because I've been on the phone with insurance for hours, getting the claim going and doing all that shit. Yeah, Behance said Progressive sucks, Barry. I left them years ago. I'm not with Progressive. That's the thing. I'm not with Progressive. What I'm saying is the lady that caused the accident is with Progressive, and they're fucking us. They're the ones that are fucking us. And now I'm having to get my insurance company involved, and I'm with Travelers. But now I'm having to get them involved. And it's a nightmare. And it's like, yeah, Progressive is fucking ass because and so my brother-in-law, when this happened, I reached out to him. My brother-in-law used to be an insurance adjuster. So he knows the whole business. So I was like, hey, what should I look out for on certain things? And he was like, he told me about certain things. He goes, they're probably going to come back and tell you. He said, if they do try to, he said they'll probably total it, but if they don't, and he was like, I wouldn't file a claim unless this. And he was telling me, if you can avoid filing a claim, don't, or do so, if you can avoid it. And, but he told me something I didn't know about. And so this is a cool tip for you guys. He said, if they don't total your car and they want to fix it instead, it's going to suck because your car's never going to be the same. So if they don't total it and they decide to fix it instead, then you tell them you want a diminished value claim. A diminished value claim. I was like, what is that? He was like, that means that when you go to sell it, when people do the Carfax history report, they're going to see that it was in a really bad wreck and has had major front end damage. And they get the vehicle history report. It's going to show a major accident on it. It's going to really lower the value of the car when you go to sell it or trade it in. So you get that diminished value claim. They're supposed to give you more money or cover it since they're not totaling it. I was like, oh, he goes, a lot of times they'll do it and either they won't give you that until you sell it or trade it in or whatever. And then once they fix the car and give it back to you, just go down and trade it in right away. I was like, bro, I didn't know that. I had no idea. He goes, yeah, you don't want to drive a car that's been fixed after a wreck like that. As soon as they fix it, trade it in. Get that diminished value claim. That way you're getting all the money for your car. I was like, bet. So I didn't know that. So that was something that I thought was really cool, was something called a diminished value claim. But at the end of the day, all I can say is, fuck you, Progressive. That's some bullshit, man. We just been trying to do the right thing, man. And I will say this. I would never encourage anybody to do anything illegal. But it just feels like doing the right thing doesn't pay. Just feels like you try to do the right thing and you're the one that gets fucked every time. But I don't know. Yeah, Chris said, as a native Houstonian, I have imagined if I was in this situation, I would call Jim Adler. I think it's hammer time, Barry. I can't do it. I don't want to go that route. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to. I'm just not going to go that route. But my wife has hidden the adjuster's name and number from me on purpose. because she knows if I get on the phone with this person, it's on. I mean, it is definitely on. So, medical, dental, and vision insurance are even worse. I can see how insurance CEOs get shot. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Donna? Especially if you're rolling around like in a newer car, you should definitely have uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. And the deductible is so much cheaper because it's really just making up the value of the difference. So like for us, like I said, it's just less than 10 grand is all the difference that they'll have to make up. And what happens is the insurance company writes you a check for the value, and then they go out and fight Progressive for it. Oh, Jen, I hope you're right. I just don't believe that. Jen will tell you, she's worked with me enough behind the scenes, man. I usually try to do the right thing. I do. I usually just try to do the right things. I've always believed in that, man. I don't try to fuck people over. I don't try to, I mean, I'm not a sucker. I don't let people take advantage of me. But I just try to do the right things, man. It just always seems like you get fucked when you do that. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Donna? Especially in Houston, get you some uninsured, underinsured motorists. They're usually packaged together. Joe Pro, thank you for the 303 bits. Joe Pro said, fuck insurance companies. Fuck this rain. Fuck flash floods. Fuck power outages. Fuck all that. Who's next? Bruh. Nice guys finish last have never been more true than your story. Ain't that the truth, Clarence? Ain't that the fucking truth, man? Should have faked a neck injury. Boy, we'd have been 50 grand. Easy. Easy. I guarantee you, that wreck, she probably would have got 25 grand out of it, probably. Easily. 1,000. Maybe. When it's all said and done. After, like, when you deduct the fact that she missed a day of work, and that's going to come out of what they've given her, like. Jared said if I'd have faked it, she'd have faked a neck injury, we'd have a goddamn generator. Boy. Didn't think about that. Fuck. Joe Pro said, good afternoon, deckheads. I missed most of you. Yeah, well, there you go. You're caught up. That's why the show was late, because I was 2.5 hours on the phone with my insurance company. First, I had to call my fucking, whatever it's called, agent, and deal with them for 45 minutes. And then they had to get travelers involved, and then they got disconnected. And then it was just goddamn. So, but who knows what's going to happen next? It's just been a fucking nightmare. And the sad part is Nora loved her car. Because you'll recall, a couple years ago, she got in a wreck. And that's how she got this car. And she loved it, man. It's just, so I'm sad for her because, I don't know. Here we go again. I go find out something new. So, sucks. But, oh well. Could be worse, right? Could always be worse. All right. Should we talk about? There's no baseball to talk about. Nothing happened with the Astros, right, Jen? Nothing would give her the satisfaction. Jesus Christ. How? I knew that was going to happen. I almost wish we had done shows so that I could tell you guys that. Why does this keep getting blurry? Hold on. I need to turn the screen on. There we go. Auto track. I need to lock it in. I wanted to say, like, it's one of those things you can almost predict that kind of shit in baseball. When a team goes on a run like that, and you see on the schedule that they're going to face a team that's been in a free fall, like the Guardians, you can almost guarantee that's the team that they're going to lose to. And look, the Astros weren't going to win every series. They just weren't. But you didn't think that was going to be the series they lose was to the Guardians. Cleveland is ass this year. Ass. No offense, Jen, but they're ass. And I'll say this, Astros fans, I don't know what you want at the trade deadline, but I saw the Athletic release their top 40 trade candidates. Jarren Duran was number 1. Alex Bregman was number 2. So they obviously have the Red Sox as sellers. And I don't think the Bregman thing is going to happen. I think the Red Sox are going to try to lock him up. But every I looked at all 40 people that they had on the list, right? And I was like, okay, well, let's just see who they think the Astros are going to go after. And every one of them was a mid starting pitcher. So they were looking for rotation depth. What? Fucking what? I was like, who's writing these articles, and are they paying attention? Because what the Astros really don't need right now are arms. This is a team that, through, I don't know, luck or coaching, whatever you want to attribute it to, they have just come up with arm after arm after arm. What they need is a left-handed bat or 3. They have the lowest amount of left-handed ABs in Major League Baseball, and it's not even close. And that might be fine right now, but when you get into the postseason, it's not going to work. And I know you're getting Jordan back, but that's not enough. You still need more. And you don't know when you're going to get him back. You don't know when you're going to get him back. They need more offense. They need more bats. More specifically, they need more left-handed bats. So I don't know who that is or what that is, but whoever said that the Astros needed starting pitching is dumb. They need offense. And they need left-handed offense. And really and truly, they need outfield left-handed offense. This is what they need. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if you think about that, you're not going to do anything at first. You're not going to do anything at third. You're not going to do anything at short. Not do anything at catcher. Not do anything in right field. Jake Marisnick has done enough to where you're probably not doing anything at center. So that leaves left field and second base and DH. Well, one of those is occupied by Yordan Alvarez. One of those is occupied by Jose Altuve. And they both flip-flop between 2 of those 3 slots. Yordan flip-flops between left field and DH. And Altuve really flip-flops between all 3, second base, left field, and DH. So it kind of gives you a guy that you could go out and get at any of all 3 of those. If you could find a left-handed hitting second baseman that's got pop, okay, fuck it. But if you could find a left-handed hitting left fielder with pop, that's the dream scenario. That's the ideal scenario. And I don't know, let's see, MLB trade deadline. Candidates. Let's see. Here we go. There's the big board. Sure. Let me see. MLB trade rumors. We'll look that up too. This is the thing that I was talking about. Let's go. Phillies. So this is what I was talking about. This is their big board. There's Duran and Bregman and all that, right? So let's just look at, they have outfield. And these are all the outfielders. So they've got Brian Reynolds. And there's the bats throws right there. So switch hitter. So let's see. And I don't know. Doesn't say what he plays, though. I think he plays right field. Huh. Yeah, that's the thing. I would have to look that up. Jaron Duran is a left fielder, but he plays center. I think he plays center field, yeah. But maybe he's has the ability to play left field. But the problem is they have him as a fit for New York, Philly, San Diego. He'd be a great addition to this team. I just don't think it's going to happen. He's the number one prospect. He's got team control through 2028. I mean, it'd just be fantastic. That's a move I would just love 1,000 times over. Just don't think it's going to happen. Let me move this. Hold on. What's going on here? There we go. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Wilyer Abreu, again, team control through 2029. Not quite as dominant as, say, a Jaron Duran, but still, he's top 10 as far as their big board goes. Left-handed stick. Taylor Ward. He's a right-hander, so no thank you. Dolis Garcia hits right-handed, and Brian Reynolds is a switch hitter. So you like that idea. I just don't know what his splits are. But if those guys can play left field, if any of those left-handed bats can play left field, so let's get rid of Adolis Garcia. And there we go. So there you go. If Jaron Duran or Wilyer Abreu, either one of those cats. Let's look at Yankees DFA'd LeMahieu. Interesting. Well. DJ LeMahieu has been DFA'd. He was pissed too when he got demoted. He got benched and he was angry. Well, this shit sucked. He was not playing well. He had a 674 OPS. Not good, buddy. Not good. Yankees had to blame it on somebody. Let me see here. Teams. Red Sox. Depth chart. There we go. So Jaron Duran plays left field. I thought he played center for some reason. They've got Rafaela in center. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, that solves a ton of problems. I guess they moved him to left when they called up this kid, Sedanye Rafael. I guess he's a rookie. Is he a rookie? No. No, he played 152 games last year. Oh, okay. My bad. So, yeah, that's a big deal. That'd be a great fit. Great fit. But Abreu plays right field, so that's not going to work. And then, of course, there's the Pirates. But the problem is Reynolds just costs way too much money. You're on the hook until 2031 with his contract. And it's just a lot. And he's kind of been in a funk all year. He just hasn't been the same guy. He's a quality bat, but he's just not. That's just too long of a commitment for the Astros. 2031, nah. They wouldn't do that. But a young cat like Jared Duran, they would definitely do that. So I mean, it's slim pickings for left-handed outfielders right now. So maybe let's see here. Second base, Ozzy Albies is a switch hitter. Okay. And yeah, Atlanta probably is going to be sellers at the deadline just because they stunk up the joint. So I could see them being sellers at the deadline for sure. Let's see. Man, his numbers are way down this year too. But maybe a change of scenery helps him out. I don't know. You just got to be careful with a guy like that. What's he got left? He's controlled through 2027, 2.2 million owed this year. Yeah, he'll probably be a Yankee, especially now that they just got rid of LeMahieu. I can see that. That checks out. That'd be the Yankees kind of move for sure. So, anyways, I definitely want to see the Astros add a left-handed bat. But there's only so many places you can do that. If you're going to add starting a starter. Now, if they just do some depth moves or rotational moves or middle innings bullpen moves, but I will say this, there's not a ton of sexy moves out. There's no Verlander moves out there. There's no Garrett Cole kind of moves out there. So don't expect that kind of, oh man, Astros got to go get their guy. It ain't happening this year. You saw the names. There's not going to be a ton of sexy moves in the first place. And by the way, Brian Reynolds plays right field. Not that he couldn't move to left, but hell, not that you couldn't move Cam Smith to left, but I doubt you want to do that again. What up, Cisco? Good to see you, pimp. Pittsburgh Sports, would Ward be good? That's a good question. Cisco, you're never late when you're here, brother. All September call-ups. Yeah, right. How much did they raise? Yeah, I saw that, which my stupid ass last night, I was on the Discord for the first time in forever, and I saw, I think it was Total Dallas. That was like, hey, Barry, can you at everyone this? And I was like, oh, yeah. And I did it. And I was like, oh, fuck, this was several days old and they were only running the promotion for 2 days. So I did it and then I deleted it because I was like, well, that's pointless. The promotion it's been over. But yeah, I would love to see how much they raised. But what a classy gesture on their part. Classy gesture on their part. Let's see. Yeah, see, Ward being a right-handed bat, though, that's the problem. It's just another right-handed hitter. So that's, again, I assume you're meaning Taylor Ward, Pittsburgh Sports. That's the problem. It's just another right-handed bat. And the Astros, as I don't know, you just got here, I'm assuming, they have the least amount of left-handed ABs in baseball. And that's just not going to get it in the postseason, which is why I'm saying they absolutely need a left-handed stick. I'm not 100% sold that Jordan's going to be, back anytime soon, first of all. And how healthy is he going to be? That I'm a little concerned about too. So the conundrum is, does he come back? Does he come back healthy? And even if he does, you still need left-handed at-bats. Good quality left-handed ABs. Not just down the stretch, but in the postseason. You've got to have guys that can come off the bench, give you good at-bats in late innings, when you're wanting to, play that game, where you're playing the matchup game, when you're wanting to pinch hit. So that's what part of the postseason is about. They've got a plethora of good quality arms. They don't really need. That's why I was so shocked. If you look at this thing, this thing that the Athletic did, if I go through here, if I expand everybody, like if I get rid of this and just, if I went back here and did expand all, if I scroll through here, hold on. If I start scrolling through all this, you're going to see that the only time you see Houston mentioned is starting pitchers. That's it. At no other point do you see them mentioned for a left-handed bat or a bat at all. Which one is just lets me know whoever put this together isn't paying attention. But they have Zach Gallen. They mentioned Houston as an option here, and then they have Merrill Kelly right behind him, which I'd rather have Merrill Kelly, to be honest with you. But then let's see, Texas. I don't see how Texas would be buyers at this point, but okay. There was more Houston on here. Here we go. Houston. Nick Martinez, starting pitcher. There was one more on here, I think. There we go, right there, Houston. Zach Eflin, starting pitcher for Baltimore. And I think that was it, unless there was a fourth one that there we go. Chris Paddock, Twins starting pitcher. All starting pitching. Which, don't get me wrong, you could never have enough starting pitching, but the Astros have plenty. Some of these cats are going to come back and be held. It just doesn't make any sense. Oh my God, $33,000 for flood relief is amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, Joe Bro said, I don't mind another right-handed bat if it's got killer splits against southpaws. Here's the thing, though, Joe Pro. Here's the thing. I get that. And that's usually good. But we can use last night as an example. Hunter Brown had been great against everybody. Southpaws, northpaws, you name it. Eastpaws and westpaws. But every once in a while, the matchups happen correctly, or I shouldn't say that. Every once in a while, the stars align, right? Or you end up, you get into a situation where those old school philosophies pan out. Those by the book things work like they're supposed to. Yesterday's Astros game was one of those cases. I think there was one right-handed bat in the lineup. They touched up Hunter Brown something serious. That's the most runs Hunter Brown gave up all year. And the grand slam that Hader gave up was to a righty. Righty on lefty. The one right-handed bat in the lineup. Or was that a pinch hitter? It was a pinch hit right-handed at bat. If I'm not mistaken. I believe that's right. So, I mean, Vogt just managed to the matchups. Because he knew he didn't have the players to just outright beat the Astros, especially going up against Hunter Brown. Although Castilla's changeup was just fucking nasty. Was it Martinez that hit the home run? So it was it? Let's see. Martinez. See, yeah, so it was Martinez that hit the home run. And okay, he's a switch hitter. So he just turned around. Okay. I thought, who was it that, oh, it was the at bat before that they pinch hit against. Okay. Yeah, so it was the AB before that was a pinch hitter. But again, that's just a matchup. So that guy turned, he's bad right-handed. But my point is, they don't always work. I mean, hell, if it works 30% of the time, it's successful. I mean, that's probably the case. But I think you've got to have more than one quality, good. You got to have more than one good left-handed bat. You need more than Yordan. And don't give me that Victor Caratini shit. Okay, he's good. But I need more than that. I need something in between Caratini and Yordan Alvarez. You know what I mean? I need something in between. For fuck's sake, you lost Kyle Tucker. And that used to be the top third of your lineup. Was Tucker and Yordan. And yeah, you're never going to replace that. But you need something that you can plug in late or whatever. At least in late situations, maybe against a closer or setup man, especially in the playoffs. You get a runner on, first and third with one out. They bring in their closer, and he's a righty. Yeah. Especially if it's the bottom half of the order. And it's Mauricio Dubon or somebody like that. It'd be great to have a left-handed bat off the bench that can get the job done. So they don't have that right now. But what do I know? But not much. What up, Perry? Perry's like, what the hell? I didn't think you'd have a show today. Yeah, I was supposed to. We were supposed to get started earlier. I was on the phone with insurance forever. If Dana and Joe aren't worried about lefties, we shouldn't worry about lefties. Oh, they're worried about lefties. Don't you worry. Trust me, they're worried about lefties. Joe Bro, thank you for the 303 bits. And you are right. Joe Bro said, I just really enjoy that we still get to talk about Astros playoff needs. Suck it, nerds. Bro, ain't that the fucking truth? Could be the Rangers. Right, Total Dallas? Could be the Rangers. Could always be the Rangers. Remember that time when the Rangers were good? You remember that? Remember that time? I remember that time. There was this time when the Rangers, it was just like it was this one year. And out of nowhere, they were good once. I mean, good. Like, World Series good. It came out of nowhere, but then as quickly as it came, it went. Just gone. It's crazy. They were just here and gone in a flash. Not like a sustained excellence, not like a dynasty, not like 2017 to 2025 good. You know what I mean? It was just a flash in a pan kind of good. But their fans talk about it like it was some sort of amazing sustained excellence type shit. But it was, yeah. Oh, Cisco said, "You mean that year they rented their championship?" I mean. Yeah, maybe that year.
Heck yeah!
That was worse than when the Royals won. Could be. Yo! Holy shit, we have a truck driver Pookie sighting. McGurd. What up? TDP. Thank you for resubscribing for 33 months, pimp. Okay. $1 billion trophy. I got one more thing I need to get off my mind before we call it a day. Now, and I got to do this now while it's still kind of relevant. That's why I'm doing it. Eagle Pass. I got to show you the biggest dipshit that you've ever seen. Hold on. Let me transfer this file. I'm just going to copy this over. Excuse me. Go. I actually had never heard of this dude. Oh, some bitch. Well, I had actually never heard of this cat until got it. I had never heard of this dude until Lance Zierlein. I saw Lance. I saw this pop up on one of Lance's social media things. And when I saw that, fuck. Oh, there we go. It blew my mind, to say the least. And I became irate. I became enraged, so much so that I've recorded a video that I'll be releasing shortly after we finish this show. Okay, I have copied it over, and I'm going to play this video for you now, and then we're going to have a discussion about fucking Chad. Because Chad is delusional. Let's see here. Videos. Yes. Oh, shit. This is total horseshit. Oh, what the fuck? That don't make no goddamn sense. Oh. There we go. Okay. There we go. What the shit? So ladies and gentlemen, this right here is Chad. And Chad talked a gang of shit leading into the Dodgers series. Oh, the wife is good, Perry. Thank you, brother. What up, Walt? No, not a film session. Perry said, calling it already. We just got here. No, brother, I've been here since 3:30, 3:40. How long have I been streaming? 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's what it says. Yes, roughly. Like I said, it's short show today because of the dumb insurance. Yeah, we've been doing it about an hour 15. But you know, it's 5. I gotta go make dinner for the wife and all that shit. If it's total dollars, let me know so I can turn the brightness down to my phone. All right, not a film session, just a bitch session. But ladies and gentlemen,
the Dodgers play the.
This is Chad. Now I want you to pay attention to old Chad. Chad's an idiot. There's just no other way to put it. Chad's a shit talker. Chad's a pot stirrer. Chad's a troll. And the worst part is, it's not just that he talked shit about the Astros and how the Dodgers were better than the Astros. He also said that LA barbecue was better than Houston barbecue. And that was just something that I couldn't get past. But I'm going to let you listen to Chad before we talk shit about Chad. This is what Chad had to say.
The Dodgers play the Houston Astros today on the 4th of July. Barbecue ribs in LA are better than barbecue ribs in Houston. That's right. Not only the Dodgers are better than the Houston Astros, but ribs in LA are better than ribs in Houston. It's the 4th of July. Let's go Dodger Blue.
Bro, okay. So let me just.
Dodgers play the Houston Astros today.
Two of these. I've got two of these on here. One over here, and then I want to zoom in on one. And the second one, I'm zooming in on the plate. Okay? And I'm zooming in on the plate because we need to discuss this fucking plate of ribs, quote unquote, the so-called ribs that Chad has on his goddamn plate. And let's just chit chat about Chad's fucking ribs for a minute, okay? Because this is Chad, y'all. And Chad says, first of all, we don't even need to talk about the fucking Dodgers being better than the Astros, because he posted this on the day that the Astros beat the Dodgers 18-1, which is hilarious that they had to sit through an 18-1 ass whooping to watch fireworks that they didn't even want to fucking see after that. That is, oh my God, the chef's kiss of all chef's kisses. They had to sit through the whole fucking game to see that shit. Oh my God. I love it so much. Okay? And then they got their ass whooped the next day 6-4. And then they got their ass whooped the final game of the series 5-1. But every game he posted a video talking about, it doesn't matter. The Dodgers are still better than the Astros, and ribs and barbecue in LA is better than barbecue in Texas. First of all, the Dodgers scored 6 runs total in the 3-game series. The Astros scored that in game 2. So you can just shut the fuck up about the Dodgers being better than the Astros, Chad. As for the barbecue, first and foremost, Chad, what in the fuck is this on the plate? First, here's the thing, okay? Can we all just take a look at Chad for a second? And can I just tell you that I don't need some, if I can see your Adam's apple, I don't need you giving me food advice, bro. You're too skinny to talk about food. Just shut the fuck up and go sit down, Olive Oil. And you know what you can tell me about? Salads, motherfucker. Talk about salads. That's what you should talk shit about. You obviously don't know how to eat, Chad. You're too skinny, bro. Shut the fuck up. You gotta have at least 2 chins to tell me what food is good and what isn't. You're too fucking skinny, Chad. You're too fucking skinny to tell people about good food, bro. If you don't have at least 2 chins, then you can't go around telling people on the internet about good food. That's the first thing. If I can see your Adam's apple, man, just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Unless you're telling me about some kombucha drinks or some fucking salad dressing or some shit like that, I just need you to be quiet when it comes to food. You don't know shit about food, skinny man. Okay? That's obvious. Second of all, what the fuck is that on your plate, Chad? You know how I know you don't know shit about barbecue? Is that's the only thing on the fucking plate. Bro, what kind of barbecue plate, what kind of barbecue joint is this? You got 2 ribs on your fucking plate. You ain't got no fixings. You ain't got no onions. You ain't got no fucking pickles. You ain't got no mac and cheese, no beans, no fucking nothing. I can't. What is this, bro? This is why nobody in Texas is even listening to your stupid ass, Chad. Is this like what kind of barbecue joint are you at? Either A, your skinny ass was like, give me how much for 1 rib? Either that was the transaction, and which is why nobody's gonna listen to your dumb ass, or you're at the worst fucking barbecue place on the planet. They don't serve sides, and it's on a plate. Everybody knows a really good barbecue joint just gonna give you your shit on a tray with butcher paper. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, then you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Okay? But you ain't got no sides? No sides? What is you doing, baby? You don't know what you're doing. That's the problem, Chad. That's the problem. Donna said it best. Look at this McRib looking ass ribs. What is this? Now, here's the problem. It's not even the fact that there ain't no sides, right, Donna? Ain't no tater salad. Ain't none of that. That's not even, it's not that, it's not that you're fucking skinny and shouldn't be talking about food. I'm going to tell you what the problem is. The problem starts right here. This is where the problem starts.
Ribs
Right
in
here.
ribs in Houston. That's right. Not only the Dodgers, better than the Houston Astros.
Watch Chad try to tear this rib off. Not pull the rib off. He tears the. I feel like Chad, I was going to have to call backup for Chad. The way he's tugging at this motherfucking rib. Ribs should fall off the fucking bone, bro. You shouldn't have to tug on a rib like that, bro. You shouldn't have to tear like that. That's not how ribs work, Chad. You lost this whole discussion when we saw you tearing at that rib like that. Them tough ass ribs. That's why you grabbed that sauce, bro. You grabbed that sauce not because that sauce is delicious. I guarantee you that shit was just A1 sauce. I guarantee you. But, by the way, we don't have to add sauce to ribs. If they're cooked right, they're sauced right. Nobody adds sauce to ribs after the fact. If they're cooked right, they're sauced right. Pimp. But also, you should be able to just pull the bones straight up out them bitches. Not Chad. Chad was tearing them bitches like they were tickets at the movie theater. Ah, here's your half of the rib. Ah. Chad, listen, I'm going to need you to stick to salads and surfing because you don't know shit about barbecue or baseball, man. Just shut the fuck up, Chad. That was the worst display of shit talking I've ever seen in my whole life. 18-1, 6-4, 5-1. That was the baseball side of that ass whooping. And that nasty ass McRib looking tough ass, dry ass, tofu looking ass rib plate that you had in front of you is what you want to say is better than barbecue ribs? Punch yourself in that skinny ass neck, Chad, because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Shut the fuck up, Chad. It's ridiculous. This is the kind of shit that they put on the internet. This is crazy. It's crazy.
It's the 4th of July. Let's go Dodger Blue.
Look at that rough ass rib. Look, the rib is so bad. And look how that meat should be falling off that bone and stuck to it. I'm sick of his shit. That's stupid. If that is your real name. The guy has never had barbecue in Texas. That's the crazy thing is that barbecue place he's at, if you go look, it says that they shut down their restaurant and went to Texas to train and learn how to make barbecue and then moved back to LA. That's the crazy part. They left LA and went to Texas to learn how to make barbecue. And then went back to LA and still fucked it up. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Ribs tougher than Pookie on a host roll. Walt said, keep in mind, your chat likes McRibs, so they might agree with Chad. No, not everybody in this chat likes McRibs. Impossible ribs. That is funny. Chad is definitely not from LA. He moved there. You think so? Can't trust anyone who gives food advice if they don't breathe through their mouth. Oh, that's funny. It's LA, so it might be vegan. Exactly. Definitely. They might be. Shit, they are. That was 100% vegan ribs. No, that's not Chris Reyes, truck driver Pookie. Chad going to Karen. Go suck on a hot dog, Chad. Those ribs taste like what Joe Kelly looks like. Disappointing, flat, and bad childhood memories. Oh, that's so funny, Heartthrob. $20 is the main ingredient, and the sauce is KY to help the meat slide down his throat. What's up with his voice? I don't know. Obviously, they didn't take notes. My younger brother lives in Connecticut. He pulled his pulled pork is average at best, but that looks like but the locals think he's a wizard. Oh, that's hilarious. Well, can't learn barbecue at Lone Star Community College. Y'all are wild, chat. This is why I wanted to do this. This is what I'm talking about. I missed you guys. Y'all are the best. All right. My wife is texting me. She's obviously heard me talking ribs. She's like, how much are you doing it? How long are you going? Shit, now the cats are yelling at me. I remember stitching that on TikTok with a receipt looking for where he found the audacity. Oh, that's funny. Too good, Heartthrob. All right. Well, we'll have a full show tomorrow, hopefully. Less more insurance bullshit. Doubt that's the case, unless the weather acts a fool again. What's it like tomorrow? Thursday. Sunny all day. That means it's gonna storm. Dirty bitches. Oh, it's gonna rain at 6. Looks like we're getting out of here just in time anyways. Hey man, good to be back, everybody. I missed you guys. Thank you all so much for coming back. Thank you for resubscribing and all the biddies and the hype trains and all that stuff, man. Good to be back. I missed you guys. It's good to be back in the mix. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, Alex. Drier than Lance Sirloin's biscuit. Brisket. That's too funny. Don't make that man mad. Thank you, Flip. It's good to be back, brother. All right. We'll get into some more sports and whatnots tomorrow. Good to see you, Cisco. Love you, brother. In the meantime, do me 3 favors, everybody. Be safe. Be kind. Unless it's Chad and that stupid ass LA barbecue. Fuck them. And most importantly, love each other. I'll see you guys tomorrow, man. It's good to be back. Bye, everybody. Nothing like getting that show on a good roast. Chad was more cooked than them goddamn ribs. We cooked Chad better than that place cooked them ribs, didn't we? Damn right we did. Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Damn it, I forgot to do my Thankful Thursdays. Fuck. Well, fuck. I had my slides and everything. Well, thank you, Sylvia and Jen and Total Dallas and PB Dubs and Donna Twice. I'm gonna do them. I will have to do them. I'll do them tomorrow. And we got to do a private hour tomorrow. We didn't do it today. We got it. But CC reminded me though. I still got my reminder from CC. But I didn't get to do it. See, there's my reminder. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Private hour, all that stuff. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.
Eddie's making a YouTube video!